Let me put you on some game, fam. 36 years old. If you're watching this video and you're in your 20s, even if you're in your 30s or 40s, listen up. The truth, fam, is this chapter of your life is literally the chapter of your life that will decide the next 5 years. One thing that I've learned in my nearly 40-year journey is that one moment, one decision can literally change everything. And the truth is, changing your life is not a matter of 100 decisions. Many times it comes down to one moment. Because what we don't realize is that as human beings, we are always driven by momentum. And we don't realize that sometimes when we do one thing, it opens the gate to a whole avalanche of events that are almost greater than us. I remember when I first started investing, I'd never invested before. And then in those 5 minutes, something just hit me. Perhaps it was the accumulation of frustration with myself, accumulation of allowing myself to disappoint myself, not finding jobs, not finding internships. I was 19 years old. And literally, curiosity. Why not? And I remember in the span of 5 minutes, I started investing. But that started a whole journey. Because from that moment, I started being curious. Oh, how do you do this in the website? And then I allowed myself to dive deep into those things, and my curiosity became research, and my research became practice, and my practice became trying, and it was almost bigger than me, till the point where it literally became a habit. And then it's the same thing with fitness. I was never a fitness guy. I never went to the gym for the first 20 years of my life. But then I started going to the gym, and I allowed myself to fall in love with watching the videos of the fitness guys showing the exercises, and then I started seeing how to execute one exercise, and then it became part of my identity. The same thing with building a relationship. I was never a relationship guy in my mind. And then I allowed myself to be in those situations, be vulnerable, talk, and actually bring my barriers down. And here I am, building a family. We don't realize that our lives really comes down to moments where we allow ourselves to be. And I found in my experience that the reason why a lot of people never actually successfully reinvent themselves is because they're so focused on what to do and what to have rather than the being. And it may seem like a woo-woo term, but it really is everything. I'm sure you've heard the term of identity. But for me, being is bigger than an identity. It encapsulates somebody's humility. When you are in front of your friends, when you are in front of a craft, what is the very first thing that comes in your mind? Do you immediately say that it's not going to work, that it is a scam, that you've already tried it, or you actually allow yourself to look at it, to observe it? That's the thing that can change your life. Because if you kind of think, if I was to ask you right now, why can't you be the next billionaire in the next 3 years? Immediately, your first thoughts are going to say, that's not possible. But if I inquire further and ask you, why do you think that? You're perhaps going to say, well, I don't know what I'm doing. You're going to say, I don't have the money. You're going to say, I don't have the time. But none of the things you're saying are based on your actual experience of doing something that actually delivers $1 billion business. So how do you know that you can't build a $1 billion business if what you are doing right now is not trying to build $1 billion business? The truth, fam, is you're not qualified to say that this is not going to work for you. It is your imagination that you think you can't do something. Because perhaps, let's say you had an experience in the past. Even that is not valid anymore, right? Because that was in the past. You now have the experience of the past. So why can't it work in the future? If you've been rejected by somebody in the past, why can't it work in the future? Because you've had that experience. So you have learned. The truth, fam, is if you just look at the actions, if you just Google on ChatGPT what to do, or if you just watch one of those videos on YouTube, faceless YouTube videos telling you, chapter 1, do this, chapter 2, do this, chapter 3, do this, you may give up because you're so focused on tasks. And then you're so focused on what you need to get to achieve X, Y, Z. Perhaps you don't have the money for a membership, perhaps whatever it is, in whatever field that you're in. But what if you actually allow yourself to forget about all of that and make it about the experience? Forget about how you're going to look, whether you're going to look stupid, whether you're going to look, I don't know what, and you just make it about the experience. That's what, for me, disappearing the environments, removing myself from social media was so powerful. Because when I combine that, ghosting everybody, spending time on my own, I actually activated this train of thought where whenever I was curious about something, there was really no reason why I couldn't try it. Because a lot of the things that were stopping me, what are people going to think about me? I need to go to this place. I need to make it seem like I'm doing this. I've told people that I don't do this type of thing, so I really can't try this. That suddenly vanished, became irrelevant. And before I knew it, I allowed myself to try things I never tried before. Which leads to my next point, which is, in those moments where I felt bored, man, I need to find something to do. I don't have anything to do today. In those moments where I was frustrated, unemployed, literally trying to find jobs, I had so much energy, so much passion. I wanted to have meaning in my day. Guess what? That's when I found the gym. That's when I found reading. That's when I found self-development. That's when I found philosophy. That's when I found the power of building a relationship. That's when I found getting to know myself. The truth, fam, is every single moment of your life always has an opportunity. Perhaps you feel like you're old, that you've missed the boat. Well, that is the opportunity. Because now, your frustration, that angle that you have, the story that you have, is a reason for you to now look and research some things about people who are in your situation and want to embark on a journey, right? And what if you allow yourself to actually listen to people like you? People who are not perhaps the athletes and the singers and the popular people. And let's say you found a passion into social media, a passion into writing, a passion into investing, a passion into anything. The truth, fam, is you can't reinvent yourself if you allow yourself to. You can't reinvent yourself if you listen to your own emotions and thoughts. Another example for me was overthinking. A lot of people talk about overthinking, but I completely changed the way I thought about overthinking because for me, it wasn't about overthinking. It was about an abundance of reflections and wisdoms, such an abundance of energy right in my fingertips. And I started writing. I had so much on my mind. I started writing. I started writing. I started listening to podcasts. I started listening to audiobooks, things that I never even looked at before. I started having ideas. I started having reflections about myself, about my life. And that pushed me into a world of doing, but doing from a place of being, because I wasn't just doing because my parents told me to do so, or because I needed to do something because of my job, but because I truly was embodying this curiosity. And that's one of the things that we don't realize is that life needs to happen to us for us to have this connection with ourselves so that books now connect with us. Videos now connect with us. Experiences now connect with us. Ideas now connect with us. And the truth, fam, is if you're not where you want to be in your life right now, then you're exactly where you need to be. Because perhaps that's the perspective that you needed. And I'm sure it is the perspective that you needed. And if you allow it, if you detach yourself from that moment, and you kind of see your story, what you have been through, and now all of these things are such great experiences to build you the confidence, the courage, the unique, unfair advantage that will give you a voice, that will make a difference, that will give you the courage, the extra motivation to show up when everybody else is resting on their laurels. You are hungry. You have the underdog mentality. When I understood that, I stopped really comparing myself to anybody because I know that nobody else can compare to me. And that literally gave me confidence I never had before. That gave me a sense of awareness and self-love I never had before. And even though I'm still as imperfect as ever, I'm at peace in this relentless pursuit of greatness, in this relentless pursuit of fulfillment, in this relentless pursuit of being and living. And for me, the combination of disappearing, of moving on from the experiences I need to move on from, of spending time on my own, and allowing myself to be a student, to learn, to experience, it made me literally take on things that I never thought I could take before. I started taking jobs in arenas I never thought I was qualified in. I started doing things like the gym, like writing, like reading, like investing that I never done before. And that's the magic of being, of not making it about a list of to-dos, but to actually allow yourself to live. Why not try something new? Why not make mistakes? Why not learn from your mistakes? Why not give everything? Once you make that mindset shift, fam, some of the most beautiful things in your life might start happening. Because you will no longer be the person talking about, oh, if I do this, then this. You'll become the person that embodies that. And that is such a powerful energy to walk with. Because people know that you're not talking about it. You are actually about it. And every time something doesn't work out, or something doesn't go your way, you will flow like water. You will adjust. You will adapt because you're always focusing on the experiences, on the learning, and you're letting it guide you. You're letting it improve you. And now your ego and emotions are working for you and not against you anymore. The truth, fam, is you can build wealth that can change everything. You can find love that changes everything. You can find wisdom that changes everything if you allow yourself to. And no matter what you think you've achieved or what you've been through, today is the beginning of the rest of your life. And if you allow it, what's to come may be greater than what you ever have seen. The only question is, will you allow that to be the case? And if you're watching this video until now, I appreciate you. I'm making these videos for you. I created this channel for you, and it is on me to put myself on the line every single day to do what I can to inspire you, to uplift you, and to connect with that part of you that perhaps you've left dormant or perhaps you never connected with. If you're anything like me, perhaps those are conversations that you may never have with people in your life. And so I created this channel to create a community that can empower people who need these type of conversations. My goal is not to tell you what you need to do. My goal is to guide you so that you can find the answers within you, within your life, so that you can open your eyes and open your heart again, so that you can finally step into your greatness, so that you can get busy living and not busy dying. You hold the answers and the keys to your life, fam. You can reinvent yourself today in one moment. And if you allow it, let that one moment change everything. As always, fam, wherever you are, wherever you come from, you are destined for greatness. Get busy living, not busy dying. Love.